Yeah.
Looks like it's about that time. We'd like to go ahead and get started. You lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. This evening, our Heavenly Father, again, we say thank you. We thank you for allowing us to assemble here this afternoon. Pray that blessing upon us, that we may do things that will be pleasing in your sight. We realize that we need you. We can't get on without you. We ask you, Heavenly Father, just guide and direct our lives, that we may think and do things that will be pleasing in your sight. We ask all these blessings in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We're going to go ahead and take the old business out and then we'll move the agenda around on this place. Steve, you want to give us your report on the property maintenance?
Yes, sir. Since our last meeting, we've had 3 new files that have been opened. We've closed 4. We've got 1 citation to be issued. And right now we've got 18 files open. We've got several court cases coming up this month. Right part of the month on our property maintenance, and seems to be going through good.
Board members have any comments or questions of Steve? You said you'd like to make a
yes,
comment.
I would. I just like
to. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to know how our complaints are coming along. I know we have it so that you can do it over the phone or over the internet, and that seems to be working fairly well. From what I hear, it has. What happens though when you have one person complain and then you go and look at it and it might be a little frivolous or something, you know, maybe it's a neighbor fussing at one another or something. How do you handle that?
We go back to the guidelines of our 2006 International Property Maintenance Code and look at it. If it's not exactly what people say, then a lot of times I'll just contact people face to face instead of sending them a letter. Most of the time the letter works, and a lot of times just talking to them works.
You know, we've had a couple of reports of some houses in real bad shape. Have we done anything with a couple of those that were really bad off or anything?
Yes, we've actually got 2 that, one that's already been torn down, the one that's in the process of being torn down. We've got one in Rankin County that was actually got in just in the Chancery Court about revoking their lease. People at Medicine Court, their son is taking it over and he's actually trying to clean it up to get it where he can move in it. We've got one in Madison County that's coming up the 27th of July.
Okay. And my last part would be, y'all know it's election time and we got judges everywhere and everybody's talking tough. I wanted to know how tough, and in particular Rankin County, how our justice court judges and our chancery court people doing when you bring something to them.
The justice court could give folks lessons how to do it.
Okay. That's what they've been talking. I just wanted to make sure we walking.
Yes, they walk out.
Okay, good.
Any board members have any questions? John, before we close, since Homer wanted to make a statement, we can ask him a question.
Yeah. But y'all know at our meeting we had that was the main thing that most people were talking about, protecting property. And that's something we need your help with. We want you to continue doing what you're doing. If anything, let's just make it tougher than what it is. Go as much as you can legally. And do as much as you can. Because that's on the minds and thoughts of everybody.
That was a good meeting you had, I thought. It a lot of people and a lot of views were shared, and it went well, and everybody got to voice their opinion. And I think it was a good start. And it's great to hear that. Thank you very much. As we said, we're going to move around a little bit here, so we won't have press sitting here through the whole thing, but that guarantees us good coverage on that, friendly coverage. So we will go ahead and take item 5, which is a Harbor Walk extension request, and you're going to start that off, John, or will?
As you know, the Harbor Walk lease has got several requirements in it. The ones that we're here to discuss today, there is a requirement that a hotel be begun in the construction phase by a certain date. In the past, we've given a 1-year extension at a time on that. Another requirement in the lease is that additional properties be rented or leased. The word we use is taken down each year of the property that has not been rented. There's a requirement each year that a certain amount be taken down each year. Harbor Walk is requesting that deadline be extended at this time. And you remember last year such a request was made, and that request was approved in payment of a penalty fee, that's the right word, an extension fee, in terms of not taking down a certain amount of property last year. Harbor Walk has requested that again this year, and if you grant that, then an extension fee will be paid for the property that should have been taken down this year, and again the property that should have been taken down last year. So those are the two requests that we have before us. One, to extend the requirement for takedown of property this year, and two, to extend by 1 more year the requirement to begin construction on the hotel. I will tell you also that there's a 2014 date in the lease that says any property not taken down by that time will not be allowed to be taken down. Any comments from the council at this point?
No, sir, except that nothing has extended that 2014 date. In 2014, as John said, if the options have not been exercised, they will all terminate.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, we want to hear from Mr. Burwell.
Mr. Burwell, do you want to comment?
I'd like to hear some questions first. How much is the fee?
For
$55,404 is the extension
of
fee.
takedown.
That's the total?
That's the extension fee. The lease payment due is $592,000. Should be due in July.
Which is unaffected regardless of what happens.
And Ms. Burwell's always paid his lease fee on time.
You have questions from the board members?
And if we don't do this, what is the ramification of that?
The extension fee would not be paid. The additional property to be taken down for the last 2 years would never be granted to be taken down.
Do we have anybody currently expressing any interest in the property to develop it, or are they, I mean, I'm not aware of anyone having come before us.
I have had no one contact me. There's all kind of rumors, but I've had no one contact me and ask any question at all about the possibility of renting some of that property.
Very well, I leave the question to me.
Yeah. Well, with my attorney sitting here nervously, I will say a few words. One, there's been a tremendous amount of misinformation over the internet lately. I don't know who it is, but there's people that say, take the harbor away from me. I'd like to relate to everybody, I have a 53-year lease left on the harbor. It's not going anywhere. Nobody's going to take it away from me. I pay the rent, I manage the harbor, I do what I think is a good job. I don't know, Charlie, if you can speak for the breakers or whatever. We are mowing grass that we don't own just because we like to keep this a nice place. I walked from 5:15 to 6:15 this morning. I picked up 8 pieces of trash. I want somebody to walk down Red Dot Road and see how many truckloads of trash they pick up. It's never been cleaner here than it is today. And I do that because I'm proud of what we're trying to do. I owe, in a short period of time, $650,000. I don't know who says I don't have any money, I'm not going to do this, I can't do this, I'm lying and doing all this other stuff. I'm going to pay it. If they want me to build a strip center out here, let's do it. You don't want that, I don't want that, the reservoir doesn't want that. They want to see what I designed. I spent $3 million on that design. I want somebody to challenge me on that. I'll show them the bills. $3 million. I got $25 million invested in this, and I'm still convinced I'm going to get it done. Now, if somebody in this room's got somebody that's going to help me, call me. Don't be shy. I'm not. I'm here every day. Every day. So, you know, that's my speech. Believe me, I believe in this as much as I did the first day I started. I may be stupid. I got $650,000 I'm getting ready to give them in here, even though they say whatever. And I love the stuff I get on the internet. It makes me laugh.
And Mr. Burwell,
Yes, sir.
it's still true that you're seeking financing at every opportunity. Would that be accurate?
Well, as the internet reports, all my investors pulled out. I only had one. I still got it. We still believe in it. We're going to pay that rent. Now, if you think I'm going to pay $650,000, plus the $150,000 in taxes I just got through paying, plus the $70,000 in sales tax I paid, I mean, I believe in the project. I'm going to find the financing. If you don't think this project's worthy, come back to me. Tell me, let's dumb it down and start building some strip centers out there. But I'm out. That's not what I signed on for. And I'm 8 years into it, and I'm still here.
So the answer is yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. I'm standing on this soapbox.
Any other questions, Mr. Burwell, with board members? Laura, John, while we discussing?
So we can sit, you can sit there and we collect no money, or we can vote for it and sit there and we can collect some money.
Basically, yes.
Bottom line.
What is leased now will remain in place. That's on the order of an annual payment of $582,000. He does have the opportunity to rent additional land, and that's what he's asking for an extension on. If we deny that, then we will not pay those extension fees, which amounts to a total this year of $50,000, or roughly $50,000.
What is the staff's recommendation? There seems to be an awful lot of misunderstanding by different people.
There's misunderstanding. There are a lot of heroic armchair quarterbacks out there. There's a lot of stuff on the internet. There's a poll on Jackson down the line. But Mr. Burwell's here with the check, and I don't have anybody else in the wings.
We don't have to take action today on this subject. We can look at it a little longer if we want to. And not just take down for it.
Well, I move that we make the concession. You know, and absent of anyone else or any other entity coming forward, we're basically just simply taking a penalty to give him the opportunity to defer this commitment for another year. And as Mr. Tohill said, 2014 is a drop-dead date. I mean, so these are pretty tough economic times for anybody. And I don't see any big projects running around the state, and I don't see a lot of financiers running around trying to hand out money for projects. So my recommendation is that we grant the concession, and I make that in the form of a motion.
Any further motion? Is there a second to the motion? Have a second. Discussion of the motion. This is just going to delay it for a period of time, and then we'll come back and address what we're going to do. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move back to order the agenda, item 2, the interlocking agreement between Ridgeland and PRV. John?
Mr. Chairman, I don't have that information. I haven't received any documents that I recommend that we pass on until I can get the documents for you. But basically, it's an extension of the current recycling program for Tavern Hills and Rosie Bluff. I think the citizens there will want it, but I do not have those documents. And until such time as the documents are here and we can take that up, the program will continue.
Is that coming from region or?
Region, comes from city region. And we have approved such a document in the past. This would simply be a one-year extension of that, but I don't have anything written down.
Any board members have any comments or questions of John before we move on off of that one? Okay, if not, we'll move to item 3, the easement request from Atmos.
Atmos Energy has requested an easement on a piece of property we own that is, let me see if I can help you envision, east of Cutler Brazier's Creek and south of Old Rice Road. That is over here, right here. This is on the other side of the creek from the Harbor Walk detention basin. It's property that we're not ever going to use for anything else. Right now, it's got a high-pressure gas line easement on it and a sewer line easement. Atmos wants to install a metering station to take gas from the high-pressure line and put it into their distribution line, which feeds this office, Tavern Hills, Harbor, everything out here. So it is actually a project that will benefit us. Atmos has agreed to pay the appraised value, attorney's fees, and to install a wooden fence that will screen the project from view to the public, and it'll be just south of Rice Road. We recommend that, subject to final review of the easement document by the attorney and payment of those fees, that the board grant this easement. And we have got Mr. Greg Sproul, representative of Atmos, here if you have any questions.
You've heard the staff's recommendation on this.
How large is the proposed area?
It's 30 by 40, and a roadway easement into it, and they'll have a screening fence.
You want to make a comment or?
No, sir.
Unless there's some questions, if there are, you will take questions. Have any questions?
Is this an additional easement, or is it part of the existing easement for sale?
It's an additional easement, and the existing easement goes to the other gas company, one that owns a high pressure line. It is adjacent to it, directly adjacent to it, in parallel. It's property we're not going to use. It's in flood. It's actually a 100-year flood. It's still property we're not going to use. We're not going to use it. I move that we grant the easement.
I said.
Have a motion to second to grant the easement be granted. Is there discussion of the motion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay.
Michelle, did you have this in Word document?
Item 4, pavement maintenance repair contract. Greg, you taking that one?
Yes, sir. Staff is seeking board permission to advertise a term bid document for pavement maintenance, repair, and improvement. We discussed this a couple of months ago with getting the package, this package for bid done up by Neil Schaefer's engineers to prepare this package. What the package proposes is a 2-year contract. We've been looking at spending about $250,000 a year on the repair items. Some ideas we had is, and we're not saying these are the ones in order, but some of the ideas we have are places like Fan Landing, Ramps Lodge, Red Dot Road, Bay Park Lane, Timber Lake, Browns Lane, a lot of other campground type facilities. But by having this in place, it would give us the ability to get some road work, road repairs, bigger repaving type jobs done on a quicker basis. And really we'd have somebody, on call, we could call and get out there in a couple of days, week or two's time versus starting a whole new project every time we do it.
Questions, Greg, for the board members?
We will come back to the board. When we advertise, we will come back to the board for award.
Got a motion and authority to proceed.
So moved.
Discussion motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Greg, since we're on paving and roads right now, give a little update on the Spillway Road and the rail, what's going to happen there, and what the schedule for the repaving of the Spillway is. And
the rail, we're going to talk at number 7. If you want me to jump up and do that. On the other part,
we can wait and do it then. Well, you can go ahead with the
On
paving
on the
part.
other part of Bob Anthony, you'll start, as you're seeing, they're starting to put some silt fence out in some areas. Go down, up and down Post Road, you'll see a silt fence all the way up and down there right now. It's, project has been issued a notice to proceed. We've gotten the okays from NDOT. And so we have a project now, project's getting going. And we're still hoping that one of the first things they do is the overlay. It doesn't have to be, but that's what they're saying, that they're leaning toward doing it first, just like that's what we like. So,
The project will include repair of those potholes on the Lower Road and overlaying the Lower Road, including the bike trail to the right. The bike trail will be extended from the spillway around through Main Harbor, past his office, through Old Trace Park and on out to Yacht Club Road. A great extension of the trail system.
What's your best guess on starting time and how long it'll take to complete?
if I remember the contract right, it's 240 days, and the time clock started, a few weeks ago.
One lane or?
Yeah, there'll be lane closures, yes, there'll be lane closures involved in the construction. We'll put press releases about when that's going to occur.
Obviously, they'll try to minimize those as much as they can, but they're no way to go without having some.
We're going to have any questions or comments on that? That's going to be a mess for a while. Okay, number 6, Highway 25 property, John.
Yes, sir, we've had interest expressed in a piece of property that we own that is east of 25 and south of Holly Bush Road, north of Pelahatchie Creek. We own a little strip there about 185 feet wide. It goes basically from the edge of the golf course down to Pelahatchie Creek. Our gentleman's interested in this in terms of a service station, convenience store. We have not leased property in several years, like 4 or 5 years, and that's why I'm bringing it to the committee for their, if you concur that we should begin to lease property again, we will move down the path of doing this. We have to develop prospectus and proposals and appraisals, those sorts of things. And then once we have what we think is a workable project, we have to enter into the process of review with Rankin County. We've got on our minutes an extension process where Rankin County and we jointly review the thing, and then if there are disputes, it's got a dispute resolution section in it also. There is one easement on the property for access to that property further east, it's privately owned. The successful bidder will have to deal with that easement, and also we'll reserve an easement on the east side for the sewer line that the Corps is funding for us at this point. So what I'm asking for is an indication of the willingness of the board to continue to lease property, and particularly this piece of property. It is in the Rankin County land use maps, commercial, so I don't think it'll be a problem, but we will go through the process of review with Rankin County.
You just need the board to proceed.
Yes, sir. You're right.
Have any questions of John to the board? We have a motion for him to proceed and look at this project and come back to us with details. Have a motion, have a second. Discussion, any questions? Comment on the motion? All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Okay. Agreement with MDOT, John?
Yes, sir, Greg's going to discuss this one.
Greg's taking that one.
A couple of months ago, we talked to you all about it. I know you agree with NDOT or the guardrail if they were grant work. In that original agreement, the district responsible for the C&I portion of the construction engineering and inspection portion of the project. We were to go out and find someone to do the C&I work, and we would pay that portion of the project. They were going to be doing the construction itself, though, the design, everything else as part of our project. Since then, there's been some changes before the document was enacted on NDOT's side. They've sent us a new agreement. Really, it's got the same requirement. The only difference is they're going to provide the C&I service itself, and we're going to pay them for that, a percentage of the construction price of the project. So there's really no difference to what they're asking us of the district, just that we'd be paying them for that service versus when we get a third party to provide that service. So staff recommends that you enter in that agreement with NDOT And I know we have sent over Mr. Tohill, and he said he was fine with that.
That's whatever.
Any question to Greg, or is there a motion to proceed?
What kind of percentage are you talking about?
They're saying 10%, and the price I've heard is they're estimated to be around, our portion will be around $90,000.
Motion to proceed?
It was gonna cost us approximately $90,000 anyway, the way we was going.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
now
sir.
we
So we have to pay.
We just gonna pay them the $90,000 and they gonna take care of it.
Correct. The way it's gonna be is whatever amount the overall construction price comes out, we will owe them that percent, that 10% of it.
I suppose.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a second. Discussion of the motion. Not all in favor, say aye. You have anything else?
That's all we got, sir.
Thank you very much, and we will stand adjourned.